Hey guys, welcome back to Red Devil TV. Ten Hag, since he is on his way to Manchester United, and of course the season's not over yet. The season is not over yet, but a few things we should be expecting. A lot of information has come out recently, and reports have been coming out in the last few days talking about, Ten Hag. There had been information about Ten Hag possibly not being a fan of Ronaldo at Man United, about him possibly having a sit down with every single player at Man United, assessing the captaincy, assessing what the problems are at Manchester United. And look, a couple of reports coming out yesterday that apparently Richarlison and Darwin Nunez has been mentioned the last couple of months now, it seems, to be one of Manchester United's transfer targets. So look, Benfica have turned down 40 million for Darwin Nunez. So it doesn't seem like that deal's going to happen for us, especially because we're not going to be getting Champions League football. Benfica are always in Champions League football, and of course they're not necessarily a team who make it that far in the Champions League, but I'm pretty sure Nunez, being a 23-year-old who has 33 goals in 38 games for Benfica this season, I'm pretty sure him, even though being a young player, would still want to play in the Champions League. And yeah, he's still got time. Look, I think if we do well next season, which I think we will, I think we'll get some signings this season from Ten Hag. Apparently there's a budget of 150 million on the table for Ten Hag. We have to see what happens in the summer when he comes in. But look, different players who will succeed under Ten Hag. We need to talk about this because I feel like some of these players, it just feels like it was the same with Ralph when he first came in. Everyone was saying who's going to succeed under Ralph. And yeah, some players may have stepped up, but it's not like we've seen a massive difference in the style of football we've seen ever since Ralph has come in. Let's be completely honest with you. He started off with a 4-2-2-2. It didn't work out. He switched back to a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. So look, listen. Players that will succeed if everything goes well. If we expect to see this possession-based football under Ten Hag, what players will succeed? Look, I think Fred is a player who's been up and down this season. I think the last couple of months he's been good. But of course, look, I've said it many times before, I think Fred is the most inconsistent player, not just in a season, but during a game. He can do two great things, but he'll do one bad thing that can cause us to concede a goal, a very bad moment in the game. And I think Fred, if he just cleans up his game a little bit, and it's not like Fred is that young anymore, I think he's 28 or 29. So Fred has one more season with us, and there's a couple of players that still need to sign a new contract. Rashford, Luke Shaw. Look, Rashford will be an interesting one. Apparently Ten Hag is a big fan of Rashford, and I think Rashford in possession-based football, is he that type of player? I think Rashford suits better in a system, in a counter-attacking system, and that's why he shined under Oli so much, because we did play counter-attacking football under Oli. Yes, at times we tried to play a high line, but with the defence we have, Maguire, Lindelof, we don't have pace at the back, and I think even with Varane in the team, someone, a player who's, look, I think he was shaky against Arsenal and against Liverpool. But look, I think that Varane is injury prone. He's been injured 3 times this season, and he didn't play for against Liverpool, so we didn't even get to see him against Liverpool. But listen, I think it's quite clear to see that we need a centre back, and Rudiger's going to Real Madrid. It was reported yesterday that the signing's almost done for Rudiger to leave this summer. He's not coming to Manchester United, but unfortunately we're going to need a centre back. And I feel like Ten Hag with 150, 200 mil maybe, with players going out. Look, a lot of players are going to leave this summer. Lingard, Pogba's going to leave. There's been talks about Pogba leaving the group chat, and he's already told his teammates that he's leaving in the summer. Not really a big surprise, let's be completely honest with you. Pogba, Lingard, Mata, Matic, these players, look, a couple of them won't be sold. I think Mata and Matic will retire. Pogba will be sold. Well, he's going for free in the summer, but getting rid of Pogba, that massive salary that he has at Man United, will be a big change for us in terms of how much we can actually afford to buy players and the salaries that they'll be on. Nunez is a player who I think we won't get because he's going to be too much money, and we have to look at players that are a bit cheaper. Let's be honest, I don't see Ten Hag going for these £100 million signings. Declan Rice, I don't think we will get him. Apparently he's a fan of Calvin Phillips, we might get him. Ruben Neves, we might get him. We have to see what happens in the summer, but I feel like some of these players won't work against Rangnick. I've been seeing this season, we've seen Luke Shaw have a brilliant season under Rolly. The last, 1.5 years under Rolly, he was pretty good, Luke Shaw. He was one of our best players, let's be honest, and for England in the Euros, he was great. But if we look at those positions at fullback, is Dalot the answer? I think he's still a young player. He's gotten better this season, Dalot. I feel like he was one of our best players against Arsenal. Is Wan-Bissaka it? I don't think so. Is Luke Shaw it at his best? Yes, he's one of our best left-backs at his best. But will he return to his best? Under Ten Hag, we'll have to see. Next season is going to be a big season to see who comes in. And there's also been rumours that apparently Ten Hag wants Pereira back, Andreas Pereira back. I mean, Pereira is a player who I don't necessarily rate that much. I don't rate him at all. I mean, that season under Rolly, he was terrible and he played quite a lot of games. It might have been 25, 30 games in that season, and he's not good enough, Pereira, let's be honest. He was meant to be sold for around 10 million this summer, and Man United just rejected it to have him sold for 10 million, which is a bit bad. But it's going to be interesting to see what players come in the summer under Ten Hag. For me, do I say the season's over? Well, we've got 4 games left. Chelsea, Crystal Palace, we've got Brentford again. And there's a game there that I'm missing here. But, you know, at the end of the day, we're not going to get top 4. What is that? Arsenal 6 points ahead of us. They got a game in hand versus Tottenham. Tottenham are 3 points ahead of us. It's going to be a tough one to get top 4. Even the Europa League's going to be tough. But West Ham lost the other day. Wolves have been losing a couple of games recently. Wolves are able to picking up points this season anyway. No matter how much there is left of the season, they can pick up the next 3 games. And we can drop points again. We've still got Chelsea to play on Thursday. I'll do a preview for that game. But look, guys, if we look at the team in general, in the summer, there are going to be players who are going to have to go. I'm going to lose a lot of players this summer. Players are going to have to come in. And there's been a bunch of things. There's been talks of Lamptey, Ruben Neves, Declan Rice, Darwin Nunez. 3 of those players being expensive players, let's be completely honest. And there are issues everywhere in the team. At one point, I did think that there are not many players left for us. Look, at one point, everyone thought it was just one midfielder left. At one point, everyone thought we just needed a fullback. At one point, people just thought we needed a striker. We need a striker in the summer. We need a midfielder, maybe 2. We need a fullback, in my opinion. I think, yeah, there is a good balance at fullback, but is it the right balance? Is it the type of balance we need at Man United? I don't think so. I feel like Dalot, there's still space for him to grow. I think he's a good fullback, Dalot. I really do think he is. I think Wan-Bissaka doesn't have the attacking output that we need in this team, especially under Ten Hag. Luke Shaw, yes, I think he's more the most well-rounded fullback we have. And Telles is clearly not a fullback, in my opinion. I look at him play and I think he's a wing-back. I look at him as in a back 5 system under, you know, 2 quick centre-backs. I think Telles is a player you can play in a back 5. And yes, he does have good defensive qualities in him, but he's not quite quick enough. He's not quite agile enough. And positionally, he can be suspect. Let's be honest. And we said the same thing about Dalot earlier in this season when he played against Villarreal, but he's gotten better this season. Wan-Bissaka is our best defensive fullback, even though positionally he can be suspect as well. Better tackler of the ball. Luke Shaw is the most well-rounded fullback. You look at the winger position. Richarlison is another player that keeps coming up that apparently Ten Hag is interested in. Do we need a winger? We bought Sancho to be our right winger. He's been playing on the left for most of the season, and Rashford's been playing more on the right. So we need to see what happens, guys. But look, listen. Let me know what you think. I'll do a preview for the Chelsea game. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.